This is a presentation on Sharon Scranage, a spy who fell into espionage by love and devotion. The purpose of this brief case study presentation is the analysis of Sharon Scranage's history, describing relevant recruitment tactics and the act of espionage, possible psychological issues, and comparisons to other cases of espionage. As for her family, there's not a lot of information as to her background as well as her family, but there are some clips that you can find. This one that I had found online was from her aunt. She was described as a very nice young lady growing up. She grew in a small town in Virginia. She was an honor student and she was a very prominent leader. As for her discovery, after returning from being stationed in Ghana, she was under suspicion by the Federal Bureau of Investigation. She was subjected to 2 days of questioning by all FBI agents. They finally discovered during a routine CIA polygraph that she was indeed surrendering classified information to seducers and other Ghana people. As for psychological issues, major psychological motivations included love and sex. Seducers provided both of those needs for her, which could potentially explain why the relationship was so explosive. Seemingly weak-minded due to her shy nature, and was an easy target for the Ghanaian government because of the fact that she was overseas in a new place and was seemingly very shy. She also relied entirely on. As for Sharon's personality, she was described as a shy and naive girl. She had never before been overseas, and she was also described by her family as a church-going woman and a model student. She's depicted all the time as this nice, innocent young lady. Looking into the DSM criteria that she personally fits, there's a personality disorder as found in Access 2, focusing. The Intelligence Identities Protection Act was established in 1982 and was signed by then President Ronald Reagan. The Intelligence Identities Protection Act made it a federal crime under circumstances to reveal the identity of a covert U.S. operative. As for the conclusion of the case, in 1985, after she failed a routine polygraph, which was conducted by the CIA, she was charged with espionage. In her case, it is cited by pro-polygraph security experts as an example of how effective the polygraph could actually be. She was charged with violating the Intelligence Identities Protection. The conclusion of the case continued. She was charged with disclosing these identities of people who work for the CIA as well as classified information. Shown here is a newsletter that you can find on Google, and it was a write-up about the conclusion of the trial and what happened during and before and after everything had occurred. We now have a slide on in comparison, comparing Sharon Scranage's story to other spies. Motivations for spying always include blackmail, money, solidarity, friendship, revenge, ideologies, love, and sex. Motivations for Sharon that we discussed were love and sex. She was in love with her boyfriend who was also using her, and Next, we have learning from this case. The first thing we can think of as preventative measures as to what we could have done to avoid this situation. There might have maybe been a polygraph test sent to the CIA chief in Ghana, as well as those with access to such classified information. And also, to try to prevent it, there could have been stricter security on the classified information. Multiple interview questions. At any point during your relationship with Seduces, did you have any sorts of suspicions or doubts about him? You betrayed your country, and due to such, people's lives were lost and were also put in great danger. How do you feel about that? Thirdly, what about Seduces made it so easy for you to put your trust in him? And finally, if given the opportunity, what exactly would you? As for the source evaluation, they are all credible sites. However, information has been researched and evaluated for this particular case, but it is in limited qualities from the CIA and the FBI.